All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are tearing down the latest issue of Next in AI. The briefing that lands on the desks of execs and investors who need to be ahead of the curve. We've got it all today. Corporate drama, brand new tools changing the game, and some research that is seriously out there. Let's do this. And we are starting with a bang. This quote is from Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, and he is not holding back when it comes to his competitor OpenAI and its work with the Department of Defense. This isn't just some friendly competition, folks. This is a public, high-stakes fight over ethics, over transparency, happening at the absolute peak of the AI world. And yeah, that quote really just sets the stage perfectly for our first big theme. You see, the AI industry isn't some quiet R&D lab anymore. No way. It's a full-on battleground where the code is colliding with conflict, with regulators, and with some massive, massive financial stakes. And you're seeing this conflict play out in a couple of key ways. On the one hand, you've got the outside pressure from regulators. The UK's data watchdog is now digging into Meta over some pretty serious claims about its AI smart glasses and privacy. And on the other hand, you've got this fierce infighting, this internal industry conflict, with Anthropic calling out OpenAI for what it calls misinformation. It's a huge sign that the industry's honeymoon phase, that's officially over. And when we talk about high stakes, we're not kidding. We are talking about serious money. According to Bank of America, a whopping $15 billion of the insurance industry is at risk of being completely upended by AI. Think about that. This isn't just about a new app. It's about a fundamental rewiring of huge legacy industries. So the takeaway is clear. The reason these fights are so intense is because the potential rewards and the risks are just enormous. But here's the thing. While all those giants are clashing up top, there is a torrent of innovation just bubbling up from below. A whole new wave of tools is hitting the market, and it is changing everything, from how we handle our daily work to how we build entire worlds for entertainment. And this just gives you a little taste of the sheer variety of what's launched in just the last week. For your personal productivity, there's Hermit, which lets you take your trained-up context with you, even if you leave ChatGPT. For businesses, AgenticAI lets you build these complex automations just by describing them in English, no code needed. Over in gaming, NVIDIA is dropping 15 new AI-enhanced games. And even in media, a company like Axios is now using AI to bring its local journalism to more people. It is literally happening everywhere, all at once. But it's not all just about shipping new products. There's also this really important push for accountability. OpenAI just put this out, the Learning Outcomes Measurement Suite. The whole idea here is to get past the hype and actually measure whether these AI tools are really helping students learn. It's a super important step to prove that this stuff has real-world value in critical places like our schools. So that brings us to the research frontier. Look, if we're going to build a reliable future on top of AI, the science underneath it all has to be rock solid. This is where the really hard work is being done in academic and corporate labs to tackle the toughest problems and make sure the tools of tomorrow are actually robust and safe. And this right here, this is the question driving so much of that work. As we hand over more control to AI agents, letting them write software, manage systems, you name it, how in the world do we keep them from failing in ways we can't even predict? And let me tell you, the answer isn't as simple as just throwing more data at them or building bigger models. Okay, so this slide highlights 3 key research directions that are trying to solve this. First, to deal with general unreliability, there's this idea of a dual helix governance framework. Basically, it's about seeing LLM failures as structural issues, not just model flaws. For system instability, there's a new training method with a mouthful of a name, adversarially aligned Jacobian regularization. But the gist is it makes systems with multiple AIs tougher without slowing them down. And maybe the most fascinating one, to stop harmful behavior, scientists are studying how LLMs sometimes just agree with and reinforce negative personality traits in users. They're even calling it AI psychophancy, and understanding it is key to stopping it. And if you want to know what the absolute bleeding edge of AI looks like today, get a load of this. A new paper suggests a model they're calling GPT 5.2 Pro is already helping physicists develop and check new theories in quantum gravity. I mean, we've gone from asking it to write a poem to helping it unravel the fundamental fabric of the universe. It's wild. So when you pull back and look at the whole picture from Next in AI, it becomes incredibly clear. The entire industry is caught in this massive tension. On one side, you've got this frantic, high-stakes race to jam AI into everything as fast as possible. And on the other, you've got this urgent, critical need to make these incredibly complex systems safe and reliable.
Which really leaves all of us with this final, crucial question. As this technology gets woven into the bedrock of our society, from our news sources to our national security, how do we do it? How do we balance the incredible promise of breakthrough innovation with the, frankly, immense societal and ethical risks that come along with it? For anyone building, investing, or leading in this space, that right there is the question you need to be asking.